The show features adults using adult language and discussing mature topics. You have been warned.
Better than the other way around.
It is to me.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Rime the Frostmaiden. I'm Scotty, PM, and last when we left off, the group was heading up a mountain, a single mountain, or you could call it a big hill, called Calvin's Cairn, right north of 10 towns. And they were looking for a man named Garrett that was escorting, or I guess being a guide for a adventuring party that was heading up this mountain. After dealing with a surprisingly not as dangerous as they thought avalanche, the group eventually finds Garrett, but not before they are all ambushed by a pair of Craig cats. And after eliminating the threat and Periwinkle apparently looking like the sweetest meat in the group for them to attack, we are to where we're at now, where you guys are on the side of a little bit of a cliffside, and Garrett has Boy with him, the dog that was leading you to Garrett. Remember, he's very much dad build. He's got the beard. He's got like a reddish brown beard, lumberjack kind of build to him, and he's like petting Boy and stuff, and he's just like, oh, is that an anime opening? Sorry, I hear anime in the background. Anyway, regardless, he gets done petting Boy, and then he says, I have to go get them. We were attacked by those Yetis, and they're up there alone. It would not be right of me as a guide to just leave them to their deaths and run away.
Rowan, still with her axes out, she just sort of like rests the backs of the heads of her axes on her shoulders and just goes, and it wouldn't be right by us to just let you go alone. I made a promise to your husband after all. We're getting you back alive.
Boy looks at Garrett and is like, and he like looks down the mountain and he looks back up at Garrett. And Garrett seems to ignore the clear message that Boy is trying to give him, and he gets his bow ready. As my internet lags out, I don't know how much of that you heard.
We would get his bow ready.
Yeah, his bow was heard.
Okay. That's all you really needed to hear, so that works out. And he starts heading up the mountain.
All right, gonna head after him. Just keep head on a swivel.
Okay. As you're starting to go up, he describes to you the adventurers.
Mm-hmm.
There is a male Goliath warrior, and apparently he's determined to find someone called Oya Matorok, and test his mettle against her. And his name is Mokingo Growling Bear Ananathi. There is a female halfling with them that's a follower of Yondala, the halfling god of fertility and protection. Apparently she is Kingo's stalwart companion, wink wink. Astrid is a female tiefling who mumbles and swears a lot. But besides that, Garrett really doesn't know anything else about her.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna copy paste all of that in Discord because that's a mouthful.
Thank you very much. Also, could I do a history check on that name of the person the Goliath was looking for?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Because Rowan's been here for like ever since the blizzard started, so she's got to know, and she's a skald. It's her job to know the local folklore.
Yeah, go ahead.
17.
Actually, that would be enough. It's pronounced, now that I'm looking up their name with Dramaticus Personae, it's an Oyama Nartok. is how you pronounce that crazy name with the OYAM to begin with.
Right.
They are a local legend. They are a Goliath werebear that takes the shape of a polar bear, like humanoid at most times. Apparently, he is a very skilled, she is a very skilled fisherman. She learned her fishing from a mysterious elf that disappeared as quickly as he came. And she travels through the plains of Icewind Dale. Besides that, there's not really much known about her.
Rowan kind of perks up at that name, after having recognized it, and just goes, "Let's hope we can find him so he can meet the legend." I know I definitely want to talk to her at some point as well. There's been a very interesting story behind her abilities, from what I've heard of her.
All right. So as you climb up, you get to a spot that is a zigzag way up the mountain. Narrow ledges and scaly icy cliffs. And Garrett says, I would say I hope you're good at climbing, but considering that you got this far, I'm sure you'll handle this fine. Just keep an eye out for each other. And he starts climbing up, and I need everybody to roll me an athletics check, because this is a group check. Boy will not be joining, and he looks really sad that he's not joining, so he just lays at the bottom.
Phoenix tie a rope to boy.
It's a little too much of an elevation for Canine. He can't really climb very well.
Will I be rolling for River?
Yes. Oh, for those at home, River is currently on the road, but they are listening in and will be talking when needed. And Prism will be rolling the dice for River tonight.
Scotty, I have a question. Do I get a bonus considering I have an innate climbing speed?
You do. I'll say you have advantage. Anyone who has the ice climbing gear or the metal spikes on their shoes. I'll actually make this even better. This isn't an advantage roll. I'm going to say everybody with the spiked boots or with an innate climbing gets a straight up +3.
Oh.
Rowan got a 26, so she just whips out the axes and just starts hammering like Sly Cooper style, just climbing up with her axes.
Okay.
So 24 then.
Garrett is doing the same thing with his natural 20. As he just rips off his coat, and you just see like back muscles, and you just.
Yeah. Rowan just gets, he's just up there first. Rowan just starts matching his face. He goes, "Hey, want to race?" And just starts going a little bit more ham on it, smiling.
You would beat him. Even with a natural 20, he can't match a 26. I see a 21 from Wild.
20, which actually is a 24 when upped by the +3. He told us.
Wow, you guys are crazy good. Yeah, you're not sure what he's talking about this being perilous and stuff. Those of you that got over 20, this was super easy.
This is home. I don't know what the big deal is. It's home.
Our Centaur, I'm actually interested to see what the Centaur rolls. Because you're gonna be leaping up there like a goat.
Judging by his face, it went really well.
It went kind of average, like the average, just because I rolled a 10, so it's a 14.
Okay.
I don't think my anti-ice hoops add any bonus here.
They do. They allow you to do this.
Oh, then plus whatever.
No, well, I mean, the advantage is you being able to actually, as a Centaur, climb up this ledge.
Okay.
They give your hooves a grip into the side. Periwinkle.
I would say attach a rope to each other for safety.
No.
You say that, and Rowan, Wild, and Garrett are already at the top.
I got a 14 as well.
Okay. Keep in mind, if you guys fail and you're all tied together, it will be like a group strength check to keep it from the whole group falling.
Wild ain't tied together. Wild is not knows better than to tie together with this group.
But that's better than no check.
Plus, one of us still has spell slots left and can cast Featherfall.
That's true.
Ah.
So you're all just
You're
gonna.
not talking about me.
So you all are just gonna go.
Or two of us, I should say. I didn't know what spells you got there, Prism.
I don't.
Ah.
Well, I don't have Featherfall. Sorry, Scotty, didn't mean to.
Yeah,
sorry
I'm,
about
I'm
that.
trying to think of a character. You all go like King Leonidas, and you just no rope, no safety gear, nothing, and you're just
Oh, yeah.
climbing this perilous ascent.
Wild definitely is.
Prism, what did you get?
I got a 16.
And
River got a 12.
Okay, guess what? Everybody passed. So you all do get up there with no issues. It's just some of you get up there and you practically just use your pinkies and you're just no problem. Even though that makes no sense at all, but whatever. It
Pinkies
takes,
are one of the most important hands for climbing with. Fun fact.
for everyone who got under 20, it takes an hour for you guys to get to the next flat point that you guys can rest at. But everyone who got over 20, I'll say it only took a half hour. If you were willing to move ahead of the party. Callie, why? Sorry, she just sent me a private message.
Thought you would enjoy it. I didn't expect you to open it right now. That sounds
Oh
bad.
my.
Uh-huh.
It's a picture of Mungdal as an Among Us thing.
Sure, Callie, sure.
No, it 100% is. Fine, whatever, guys.
Anyway,
You roll at advantage.
It was an advantage. It was a +3 for our climbing gear.
I have advantage because I'm an ice cream.
yeah,
Yeah, like he said, it was a +3, not advantage. He changed it. And yes, I included the +3 in the roll.
okay. I think it's kind of weird that 5th edition does like everything advantage disadvantage. I feel like specialized equipment like that should be like a flat modifier. So if you have like
It's
masterwork version, maybe it's like a little bit higher of a modifier.
it's because, well, and granted, it technically is. Advantage is a +5.
Yeah. Anyway. Up ahead, on your left, is a 15-foot high, 10-foot wide cave mouth. There is blood on the snow some distance from the cave entrance.
Huh.
And I should have on the map that I gave you guys in Discord, there should be a section called Frozen Cave.
Mhm.
I forget if I gave you guys the DM's version or the player version. I think I just gave you guys the DM's one, because it actually has things labeled. Let me check.
Yeah.
I did not, but it does say Frozen Cave.
Yes, I do see the frozen cave.
I will pin it. Oh no, it is pinned. Okay.
Mhm.
So, yeah, you see that in Garrett goes over to some of the blood in the snow and does the classic, like, goes down to one knee and like grabs a little bit and just like, this is fresh.
Oh,
And-
we gotta get moving.
And I mean,
Wild says,
it's pretty obvious because there's still steam.
Wild pulls out her pistol. All right, let's get to it then.
Rowan will put just put a hand on top of the pistol and go, maybe use the blunt end. Remember
I
what
can use
happened
both.
last time?
We're in a cave. This should be fine.
Still, better
Also-
safe than sorry.
Also, don't worry. This one's not the loud one.
That will.
Wild just says
Rowan
something.
just sighs and Rowan just sighs and just goes, "Whatever happened to swords and magic?" And
Uh,
just
Garrett,
slowly starts.
Garrett in a hushed voice says, "This is where we were attacked by the Yeti. It popped out of the snow right over there."
We do like a check to see if there aren't any more just like lying in wait around us.
Yeah. I guess that'd be investigation check, because as you all definitely know at this point from experience and from tales that you've learned are very true, Yetis seem to completely disappear if they're in snow. So in order for you to search for them, you have to actually be going in the snow and like moving it around. Now, see, that's more than perception. That's an investigation.
All right.
I got a 17 for that.
I got a rock. You know what?
yeah,
Garrett will roll.
That's a 5 for Rowan.
But a survival check be able to do this.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that all the way.
Would a survival check be able to be used to track?
This is more investigating the scene than tracking to see where they're going.
So could I roll investigation then?
Yes.
Cool. Dirty 20.
Okay. Those of you that rolled, that I heard the score for, definitely all got high enough to know that there appears to have been a scuffle here, and it was quite a while ago. There's maybe 2 or 3 inches of snow, so it's probably been about 12 hours. And it looks like that there were probably the amount of bodies that he's talking about, where it's him and those 3 adventurers and a Yeti. And you're able to deduce that some of this blood looks like it heads south, and you're thinking that it's Garrett's. And the rest seems to, you don't see it going into the cave, but it suggests like this, that some of it's going towards the cave. And no checks are needed for this, but you see that there are tracks leading up further north as well.
Are they? Can we determine what type of tracks they are, or are they too degraded by the wind and the snow and stuff?
Definitely the latter. It's also difficult to tell because if you're wearing snowshoes, it could be easily mistaken for a Yeti-sized feet.
Fair enough.
Looking inside the cave, you can see that it has a concave roof. And it seems to be a chasm. Sorry, chasm.
All right.
So, do you all head into the cave, or do you try to go further up the mountain, or you just punch Garrett unconscious and you take him back down because that's what you came up here for? You know, a lot of options.
Tempting, but
Or just
Let's cast light on a rock in front of the chasm. Just how deep it is.
Okay, you do that. And the tiny pebble echoes through this chamber, and you know the I'm going to be going very kind of old school here. But in Donkey Kong 1, like the second area was like all ice, and there's like the ice cave levels and stuff. That light reflects in the same way, where it's like this cool ice crystalline reflection everywhere. And you can see inside that most of the floor has fallen away, and the pebble slides on the floor and heads down into a chasm, and the light disappears. But you hear it land, maybe a second later. You can also see clearly that there, before the chasm collapsed, because it looks like it collapsed at one point, there might have been like sitting water that turned to ice at a certain part. So there's like an ice bridge that goes across the chasm to the left, but there's also a much more clear path that's not collapsed to the right.
But otherwise, we haven't heard or seen anything to suggest that anybody's home.
Roll me perception checks.
Alright.
Only if you go inside. Out here, the winds are howling too much. You can't really hear anything in there.
Just
I was gonna head
step
inside.
in. Just gonna step inside quietly.
20 Tarasques appear. No, I'm kidding.
How do they fit all in here?
They all have leather
Miniatures.
jackets on. One has a chain. Another one has a steel pipe.
Tunnel
One
snakes.
of them just like
Cool.
flips out a switchblade.
It turns out these aren't 20 Tarasques. They're just 20 ducks that look like Tarasques.
I was expecting miniatures.
Quackerax. I don't know. Anyway.
That's a 13 for Rowan.
22 for wild.
22 for Prism, and apparently River has disadvantage on perception. So
I think it's only for sight.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
because
unlike-
Kobold.
Yeah, it's for sight based stuff.
okay.
Sunlight
then-
sensitivity.
So then
Only in
20
direct sun though, so if we're in the chasm,
Yeah, no-
cave, it's not active.
You can wave off the disadvantage. Long story
Okay.
short.
Then 22 for Prism, 21 for River.
Okay.
4.
Free.
Oh,
Hey, Periwinkle. Your skin is periwinkle colored.
wow.
Wow.
Whoa.
Weirdly, I haven't seen that in like 19 years. For some reason.
Turns out you were colorblind the whole time.
What did Valgg get?
A 4.
4. You also realize the same thing.
The periwinkle is periwinkle color.
Yes.
Wow.
And I don't think I heard Rowan's. What did Rowan get?
That was a 13 for Rowan.
That's right. Okay, Rowan. There are little bits of echoes here and there in the cave, but it's kind of hard to hear over top of the party's noises as you guys enter. Those of you that got your insane 20 pluses, which is like half the party, can hear there's definitely something going on in the very deep end of the cave, wherever that may be. You hear like little maybe not little, but high pitch sounding noises of almost like barks, and you hear like a growl mumble every once in a while. But it's kind of faint in the distance, and it's hard to hear over your guys' own noises as they echo through the cave.
Is this Kobold that we're hearing?
It is not. Those of you with the 20 plus definitely know it's not Kobold yipping.
Well, I guess we should keep going down.
There are 2 paths before you. The cool, awesome, treacherous ice bridge, or the boring, like a little slope that just keeps going down. The cool ice bridge, or just the path that goes down.
One moment.
Rowan just like looks at the others and just softly raises one of her axes just like to her lips to just mind, doing the shush motion. And just goes, we take the side path. If we need to make a run for it, go across the bridge, smash it. You'll have to double back. Or we go up top, see if anybody is up there, then come back for this, get whatever is in here, smash the bridge, book it down the mountain. Go up, work our way backwards.
I approached the chasm, look down and see if I actually see the light all the way down there.
As you approach the edge of the chasm, you can see that it is an 80-foot fall. And you see your pebble at the bottom.
Anything else catching my eye that's been illuminated?
Let's see here. Not really. It just seems to be like a fissure that went like 80 feet, and it's at the bottom.
See, Rowan relays that to the group and then just asks thoughts. All in like a hushed tone, by the way.
Or Tabas than cavern or chasm?
If your dwarven geologist friend was here, they could tell you that it appears to be like maybe a slight temperature difference in the ice here caused like the fissure crack at some point, which caused this gap.
Yeah,
Or
where,
like,
It's a natural-
Like the ice is just split.
Yeah, it's like a natural formation.
did we ever figure out what happened to Dr. Riley?
Yeah, she's decided to stay with her her girlfriend,
hmm
and
Oh, yeah,
they're
Frizzle.
researching penguins and such.
All right, yeah. Pretty sure there are prehistoric penguins to be found.
Right.
If we were to fall down there, how hard would it be to get out?
Depends on how good you are climbing.
Garrett says bingo. Those of you with the 20 ups on your perception checks, those noises were definitely coming from the ice bridge.
All right.
around.
Let's see how, there's the thing.
But you could hear it like reverb and echo back from the stone-ish bridge on the right side. So you're thinking it's all connected, but if you go the ice bridge route, it'll be quicker.
So, wild solution to this is to not walk on the ice bridge. She's going to walk up to the wall
Mhm.
that is near the ice bridge and start climbing along it.
Okay. No problems there.
Yeah, and she's going to kind of climb around, which honestly doesn't take me that long because I have a 30-foot climbing speed.
Yeah.
And then she's going to,
Are you going to do this quietly?
of course.
Is everyone else going to do things quietly?
Yeah, Rowan is going to just quietly just use the stone path.
So we're going to split the party.
Why,
We're
actually,
going to
Wild,
pincer.
when Wild will actually motion that some people should come over with her, and she's going to set up a rope on her side.
Garrett is going to go with you. Because he doesn't want to leave anyone alone.
Mhm.
Since I've got range, I'm gonna stay my ground and just watch as the party goes the other directions.
I mean, there is a wall between you and where we're probably going to end up.
Yeah.
That's not good.
So you might want to go one way or the other. Whatever
gonna
way you go
go-
is your choice.
Phrasing.
Ground party, like solid ground party.
Okay, Periwinkle?
Okay. Who's going with Wild and who's going
Nobody
with Rowan?
at this point.
Andrew comes out of your backpack.
No one's going with Wild?
Andrew comes out of your backpack,
Yeah.
and he goes to hop down, and as he lands on the ground, it's icy, and he just like slides on the ice, and you see him slide all the way across the ice bridge involuntarily.
Okay. I guess I'm going through the ice bridge.
Before Periwinkle goes, Wild is going to toss the rope to her
Yeah.
and just kind of hold up a finger to her mouth and then grab a hold of the rope.
Okay.
So you grab onto the rope and you cross the bridge.
Yes.
Okay. You go to do that, and coincidentally, the claw marks from Andrew as he's trying to stop himself gives you just enough traction that no checks really needed, especially with the rope. And slowly but surely, you get across.
I pick up the butt face of a hand and I put him I say
He kind of just like flattens in defeat. He's very cold.
Wouldn't he normally be? Because he's dead.
Yeah, but even more so in here. He just slid across a bunch of ice, so you just see like ice flakes just like all over his fingers and stuff.
I mean, at least he can't get frostbite. Like, you can get a worse kind of frostbite, instant frostbite.
He doesn't. Oh, I was about to say he doesn't have frostbite. His whole hand is frostbite.
And then Wild will start walking down the path as stealthily as she can.
Yeah, Rowan's doing the same down the stone path.
Okay, we're gonna do the stone path first. So those of you going down the stone path, can you roll me stealth checks? Since you're being
Right.
sneaky.
Sure, I think.
Unfortunately, I need to know where River went.
Probably with you. We'll just put it River.
Yes,
Put
sir.
River with you. It's
Yes,
the best
sir.
way to do.
Say again,
Oh,
Mav. I
go
didn't
ahead.
hear you.
Stone.
Stone path. Okay.
You and me, Callie. You and me.
And Garrett. Garrett's with you too.
I thought
Yes.
Garen was with Rowan.
No, he
So
went with you
Garrett-
guys.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
He crossed
stealth.
without the rope.
What was it again? Stealth.
Yeah, stealth checks. Just group
Sorry.
group stealth. It's fine.
Okay, 15 for Rowan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. 12,
Anyone who gets it gets a +4.
13. Oh,
A
Oh,
plus,
you cast in Bless?
Less
Guidance?
that one.
Don't you have to be able to touch us to guide?
yeah, it just
Yeah, you're with
he
us.
does
You're with
that.
us. Never mind.
He does that to everybody. You get a D4 bonus on your stealth.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot. You went with us. Brain isn't working right today, apparently.
17 then.
Okay.
It's 18 then for Rowan.
Wow. And what did Prism and River get?
15 and 14.
Wow. Okay.
We both have a +3. So.
you,
And then the +4.
all right. Before we go any further, I'm going to go on a slight tangent. I'm sorry, everybody, but with all this cold stuff, it's reminding me of the quasi-elemental plane of ice from Planescape. And there was a creature there that pretty much looks like a giant ice giant, like an ice golem, but it's a giant. Like think
the
that like
thing-
the Skyrim ones, but they're made of ice.
Like the
Um,
thing from Hercules, the Ice Titan.
No.
The
It
rock
looks very human-esque.
Yeah,
Thus I say like the Skyrim giants. Like it even has like an ice beard and everything. They're a really silly creature. They exist in the deepest, darkest parts of the quasi-elemental plane of ice. Parts that are so cold that nothing living, not even white dragons that are immune to cold, can last there. Things that are immune to cold actually aren't immune when it's that cold. It's like that level of crazy. And they have this crazy ability where if they freeze you and stuff, not only would they freeze you, but they can actually freeze your thoughts. So if you're a spellcaster, your spell, like the verbal parts of your spell, actually turn into frozen words and fall to the ground.
Dang.
How ridiculous and silly is that? But
I
that's
mean,
awesome.
hold on. I will actually validate that a little bit. Have you ever been outside to somewhere so cold that it is almost impossible to talk? It is an actual thing.
I haven't been to Canada, so
It is an actual thing that it becomes too cold to really talk because it hurts your.
well, yeah, the
It hurts
ice
your face.
crystals and stuff.
Not even that. No, just the cold going in, when you open your mouth. The cold going into your body hurts.
But they're one of those weird like second, third monster annual for Planescape and second edition monsters. In any case, you guys aren't going to be running into any of those here.
Good.
They'd be way too high CR. They're like tier 4 creatures.
That would
for
be
sure.
very cool to. It wouldn't be very cool to meet them.
No. It would be very, very cool to meet them. A little too cool. And as I throw myself down the chasm, you all sneak in through past the stone bridge, as quiet as possible. Very, very quiet trots from Valgg.
Yeah, I sync with the dripping of the stalactites and stalagmites.
And as you reach this next room, as you're going slightly downhill, you can see on the floor of this 10-foot high tunnel is strewn with bones. Bits of flesh still cling to those bones. And even worse, you see a few decapitated heads. And they are stuffed into a little dugout in the wall like trophies. Amid the bones and torn bits, amid the bones are torn bits of hide armor, a great axe, and the skulls. There might be one here. Sorry, Zoom chat, folks. Do you want to investigate this further, or do you just keep moving further in?
It's quietly. I'm gonna take a look at it.
Okay, give me medicine checks as you check out bones.
Bones.
The beans.
I'm thinking Tim from Holy Grail. The bones. Look at the
Oh.
bones.
I was thinking more of the one, like if the Emperor had a podcast video, the bones, the bulging bones. Yeah,
I'm gonna miss that series.
I miss it so much already. 21.
Okay, wow. Rowan, being the pantheontologist that they are, is
My
he-
mother, one of my mothers was a seer, so she dealt with a lot of, people who are dying and performing last rites before, putting them off on the longboat and lighting it on fire.
That actually, yeah, that'd make a lot of sense. You notice that these bones are quite big boned. So this was definitely humanoid. Maybe not giant size, but definitely borderline large size.
Mhm.
In terms of you're probably thinking they're maybe like 8 foot tall or something like that. You notice that around some of the bones, the little rocks on the ground aren't rocks, but they're actually little bones as well that look like little, almost like pebbles. And that makes you immediately realize that these are Goliath bones. And one of the skulls one of the heads is a Goliath's head, a male Goliath, judging by the facial structure. And you see 2 dwarven heads as well, and a bunch of goat bones, a bunch of mountain goats.
Does the state of the Goliath head make it look like it was recent? It was recently killed?
That one and a dwarf look like they weren't killed that long ago. Blood's still dripping down off of the little spot that they're in. But the other dwarf looks like it's been there for at least a few days.
Right.
All of them male.
Right. Rowan's gonna just take in the Goliath's face a little bit. She can ask with Garrett later via that little like prestidigitation hologram if it's Mokingo.
Mm-hmm. The one dwarven head that's been there for a while. Dwarven clans like to keep like the same kind of beard style to represent their heritage. And you notice that this one has the exact same beard style as those dwarves that you guys met on your way up through 10 towns. I was asking for you guys to find their sled, and they were attacked by yetis.
Yeah, Rowan just remembers that, and she just whispers to herself really softly, "No wonder one of them was twitchy." Gods.
And they were in Brine Shander, which I think is the next town south of Targos, which is the closest one to you guys.
She remembers that, and also, but it makes a mental note that they need to go back there at some point. There's things that the speaker there needs to know. And then she just takes one of the pebbles and from one of the little deposits. I think they're called deposits that the Goliath have, the little stone deposits on them.
Yeah, they actually, in older editions, they used to be actual stones that they put in their body, almost like a tattooing equivalent.
Yeah.
But in newer ones, it's just like part of their biology.
Yeah. Well, she'll if the Goliath's eyes are open, she will definitely close the eyelids and just whisper just a silent apology that she can't send him off properly, and then just quietly keep moving. Was there anything else that we noticed, like in like the armor or anything like that?
No, nothing else really.
All right. I'm just gonna go up to like where the corner rounds out and just like hug the wall and just slowly look around.
Oh, I need to retcon something. I'm sorry.
Right.
Goliath, the freshest one. One dwarf a few days ago. The other dwarf, the one that you did not recognize the beard on, is not fresh. It looks like it's been there for at least a month since you got saw in your medicine.
Right.
It's just a hunk of ice, really, at this point.
Yeah. It's a head sickle.
Yeah, the whole thing's frostbitten, like the entire thing.
Right.
Does anyone else do anything in this little tunnel area? No. You see that it seems to lead downwards into a bigger room.
Since Rowan's kind of heading up and she's like at the corner looking just slowly around, can she see anything?
Not yet, but you do hear little bits of yelling and pain and little like a and then like a just like weird noises.
How dark is it in here for all?
There is no light sources in here unless you have one on you.
Probably a good idea if we don't. Element of surprise and all that.
Does Valgg have a weapon that's sheet?
Yes.
I'll cast light on it so when he pulls it out, he can be able to see what's going on.
Okay, as you cast light on it and you guys move into the next room, Periwinkle, Garrett, and Wild. You traveled across the ice bridge, and you notice that the ceiling is maybe 10 foot high above you as you go into a big room, and you're on a 10 foot high ledge that seems to overlook the rest of this big den. And in here, it contains a strange sight for you. You see a Yeti that's watching their child, a Yeti tyke, as they're called. And they seem to be playing with a halfling dressed in cold weather clothing and curled up in a fetal position. Playing seems to involve the Yeti tyke knocking the little halfling around like a ball. But it's clear from the halfling's cries that they are still alive. Do you guys do anything? As they don't seem to have noticed you guys yet.
Wild will look to Garrett, actually. And I'm assuming he has kind of a look of recognition.
Yes.
All right. Then, yeah, Wild will look to him and just give a nod and brandish her gun. More or less like a, you ready to go kind of thing.
And Garrett raises his bow, and he's aiming it at the adult.
Right, and Wild will do the same. Pick out her, pull out her gun and aim it at the. I think the adult is the bigger threat, anyway. So,
Periwinkle. Just to give you an idea, like the adult, like there's clearly like a little higher elevated spot in this room, and she's laying on her side, and she literally is just resting her head on her arm like this, kind of bored just watching the baby play. She does. I'll say she has a bone in one hand and she's just chewing on it.
Why don't you like this, Callie?
Because it's a mom and a kid.
Who killed two people and are abusing a third.
Still is like, okay.
The tyke pushes the halfling and they slide across the room, and you're like, as they hit the other side, and Tyke's like,
Are
it's
we
like
gonna
really
kill
happy.
a kid? Are we gonna?
Yep.
Does Periwinkle say that out loud?
Yeah, keep this in character.
Yes, I'm curious. Does Periwinkle say this out loud?
The answer might surprise you.
No, this is good character dynamics. How does Periwinkle feel about this?
I think Periwinkle is conflicted. She shouldn't have gone this way.
She'd be happy to deal with the kid either way.
Right before Garrett or Wild fire, you all of a sudden you three suddenly see a light source appear on the other side of the chasm. And as that light source appears from possibly a light spell, the tyke looks that way and is really scared, and is like, and like runs back to the other Yeti and climbs onto their back and hides on their back. That's when the rest of the group shows up on the other side. Looking in your guys' direction is a Yeti, and you see that there is a halfling laying on the ground in this cave, and she just like shows you her big canine teeth, and she growls at you, and everybody, including the ones up on the cliffside, There's like a ring in your ears as it echoes through the cave as it's really loud. Nothing that's like a save for deafen or anything. But she does not look happy that you're all there.
Yeah, that noise was a lot bigger than the smaller sounds we were hearing, right?
Yes. And you clearly see the Yeti.
Do we see the little one?
You do see little hands on the shoulders.
Rowan just
And that's when the little head peeks over the shoulder and looks very
Rowan
scared
just-
with big eyes.
she just starts to have the axes, and then she sees that and just sort of lowers it and starts taking a kind of a non-threatening posture.
I shoot the baby.
To guilt you further, here's a picture of the baby.
This is gonna
Discord.
change their mind.
So I'm not sure if I hope you did or did not hear what River just did.
I
I
definitely
heard.
heard that.
Okay, just
God
making
damn it.
sure.
Okay,
I mean-
River, I just want to make sure because I'm not a dick to him. Do you actually want to do that? Because if you do, we can.
Yes.
Okay, we're rolling initiative, and River has everybody surprised.
I mean, I will say this: Wild was very close to shooting too,
And the baby
so-
does have a lot of cover at the moment, so it would be hard to hit the baby. But it's still possible. So we're going to roll initiative.
Is River aiming for the baby or the adult?
I'll aim for the shoulder, so if I hit something.
Okay, aiming for the baby.
I didn't.
Oh my god, Garrett. Garrett's been rolling horrible.
Not dirty 29, dirty 20.
Let
That
me-
is, that is impossible for me to get right now.
Garrett got a nat 1, so he's got
Jesus.
3. Yetis didn't do much better. Give me just
That's
a
a
moment.
19 for Rowan.
I also got a 19.
What's your dex?
+2.
Okay, I guess. Well, not dex. What's your initiative? I guess.
Yeah, just a flat D20 roll.
Yeah, because I'm assuming you both have the same.
8.
Yeah. Perry goes first.
Okay.
Got a 1.
Oh,
Oh.
wow.
So
Okay.
Prism and River both got a 21 and both have a +3 to Dex.
Okay, flat rolls against yourself.
I was about to say I have to roll against myself. This is
Roll off.
okay. Prism first. That's a 7.
Wild why?
That's a 19. Jesus. Okay, River goes first.
Not a 29, Scotty. It's a 20.
Oh, okay.
I cannot get a 29 yet.
And you said River beat you on the check, right?
Correct.
Okay, I'll say since Garrett and Wild had their ranged weapons at the ready, that they also will go on the first round, but everyone else is considered surprised. However, River has the highest initiative out of everybody. So River, I'm going to break this down for you.
I rolled a 16, by the way.
What did I put down for you? I put down a 19 for some reason, I'm sorry.
No, I'm slower than that.
River. The thing you're trying to shoot on their back has 3/4 cover, which means they have a +5 to their armor. However, you do have advantage if you're aiming for that specifically because they're surprised.
Okay. I would pull out my revolver and fire an Eldritch Blast.
All right. Prism, you can pull that advantage for River.
Got it. Do. At advantage with Eldritch Blast. Copy.
Yeah.
Okay, that's 12 on the first.
Do you get the modifiers?
I do.
Okay.
And 17 on the second to hit.
12 and 17?
Yes. So 17.
Okay. 17 makes it.
All right. So that is 1d10. Yes, 1d10. Seven.
I'm gonna roll something real quick. But as I do, does he get multiple? No, he doesn't near 4th level. Never mind.
You get 2 attacks, but Saege rolled both of them.
No, that was because it was at advantage.
Oh, was it? Because it upgrades at level 4. We're level 4, doesn't it? When
I
did
don't
cantrip
think
go
it
up?
More
upgrades
than one
four,
beam
it's
at level
I think it's
5.
Level 5.
Yeah,
that's right.
cantrips, it's by 5s.
I
usually.
forgot 5, 10, 15, I think, or something like that. I can never remember.
5, 11, 17.
Ah, close enough.
Okay. River gun, Eldritch gun goes bang. And as it does, blood splatters onto the back wall. And the mom looks back as something lifeless falls to the ground. And it is the tyke without a head. As that was just enough. Up next on the surprise round. The surprise round is wild.
All right, I'm going to shoot at the mom.
You have advantage.
I'm assuming that's going to hit with a 19 on the die,
Yeah.
which means it's a crit.
Okay.
Because I crit on 19s.
And
And I'm
No,
going to assume.
I don't think I made the. Did I make a roll where it has to be natural 20s for the table?
I think you said a natural 20. It has to be.
Okay, that's why. I thought.
But I'm assuming I exceed its armor class by 5 or more.
Yes.
Okay, so I get the crit at least. So that means I do double damage.
Mm-hmm.
And my dice is, which means I add an extra d6 to my roll, and it's 2d6s. So I need 66s. Four, 8.
Calciger, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right in Twitch. Yeah, that is North Dakota cold. I am familiar with red versus blue.
8, 19, 11, 12,
Damn.
24, 5, 6, 17, 17, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 points of damage.
Oh, that's all.
Yeah, just a little bit of damage.
Okay, you shoot him in the chest. Big wound.
And
Okay.
then how far roughly would you say I am from them?
Let's see here. That map that you guys have of the cave, each square is 5 feet.
Yeah.
So I'll say about 20 feet away.
All right, then I'm going to close distance and follow up pistol whip.
Jeez, okay.
Do I still have advantage or no?
Yes. You have advantage until the end of the surprise round.
All right, so dirty 20.
That succeeds
That'll do-
by over 5 if that matters.
That one actually doesn't matter. It's only when I'm making a ranged attack with it. That would
Okay.
be really overpowered if I could use it with the thing. So that is an extra 9 damage
Okay.
as a walk up and pistol whip.
I'll say you smack her horn off. Sorry, doing quick math. All right.
Quick maths.
And she is bleeding a whole bunch. And she stands a good foot taller than you, because I think you are really tall, Wild, if I remember right.
Wild is 7'4".
Yeah. And she looks down at you at both at surprise and anger. And you see the surprise is turning more into anger. After you, we have Garrett. That's right. Garrett gets to go. And he's going to shoot 2 arrows. At advantage. Wait, his choices are short? Oh, short sword. I thought it was short bow and long bow.
I mean, hey, how do you think you get multi-attack? You get 2 crossbows. Boop, boop.
He has 4 arms.
General Grievous with crossbows.
Another tangent from Planescape. There's a Modron, which is the little cube guys, steampunk dudes, from the Plane of Law. And he was a companion you could get in Planescape Torment, and he had 4 arms, and he wielded heavy crossbows.
Mm-hmm. More DACA.
More DACA. A 10 to hit at advantage doesn't. Garfield, are you going to help me with that dice I just dropped? No? Okay. And another 10. These dice were rolling pretty okay last week. These are the Rime of the Frostmaiden dice, but for some reason they are just
Now
Okay.
you're just cursed.
Yep. Garfield was trying to eat the other d20, so I grabbed it.
Yeah, good idea to not feed Garfield dice.
I don't think he was gonna actually eat it, but he was just like testing it. He was like, yeah. Okay, so I was saying the 2 arrows hit, but you don't think they went through the hide. Then go to actual initiative as we go to round 2. And River, it is your turn again. You do not have advantage, but you can
I
still
stab
go.
the hammer and fire another Eldritch Blast, this time at Mommy.
I heard something about Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast the mom.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Don't worry, I got you. I got you.
If I'm rolling for him, does that mean I'm conspiring?
Yes. You are accessory to murder.
Accessory, that's the one I was talking about.
I got you. I know what you're thinking too.
Well, that's a 19.
Yep. I'll let you know, Yeti's armor class is 12.
Oof.
That's not what
Just
they rely
FBI
on.
opened up on this motherfucker.
And 4 on the damage.
Okay. And I assume Dr. River doesn't move or anything.
How far is the Yeti from me?
20 feet.
I'll move back 15 feet.
Okay, so you move behind the rest of your party. As it is Prism's turn.
Well,
The Yeti looks bloodied. But very, very pissed off. Like it's probably going to try to rip off Wild's head before it dies.
I can try.
well, I may as well go for a tried and true. How about a spell of grease?
That would, Wild
Hit
would be
me.
in that.
I'm fairly certain I just heard Wild say hit me.
No, that would hit me.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
You
if you're playing poker, I think Wild would also say hit me.
True. Okay, fine. I won't do that.
I think Wild's pretty good with decks, so that might work out.
I am pretty good at dex.
I was thinking that, but I just had a better thought. Wild,
What's up?
that shotgun of yours,
Yep.
it gains any type of buff you do, right?
I mean, it is my weapon.
Hmm. So, how about a big cat?
I was gonna say, I'm thinking you're gonna go with enlarge reduce.
Yup. I cast enlarge on Wild. I want to see a giant shotgun.
Okay, that... What is that? That triples your dimensions? Or is it doubles?
1
I
second,
think
I'll
it
get you
doubles.
the. It's pretty much just double.
I think it's doubles.
Yeah, enlarge. The target size doubles in all dimensions, and its weight is multiplied by 8. This growth increases its size category by 1. If there isn't enough room for it to expand, the creature or object attains the maximum possible size in the space available. Until the spell ends, target also has advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. The weapon also grows to match its new size. While this weapon's enlarged, the target's attacks with them deal 1d4 extra damage.
Does it say weapons or does it say melee weapons?
It says weapons.
It just says weapons.
Cool. I'll have to remember that for the future.
While
Yeah.
these weapons are enlarged.
Wild. The ceiling in here is 20 feet high. Your head is now 6 feet away from that. Since you said you were like 7 foot tall, right? So now you'd be 14 foot tall. Big cat.
Yeah.
And then I go to hide behind River.
So now Wild looks down at the Yeti.
She doesn't. A little bit of ice starts coming down her tear duct, and she just still looks at you, pissed off, unfazed.
Want that stealth check?
Not needed.
Really?
I'm pretty sure this is gonna be over.
She's
Wild.
not really paying attention to you at the moment.
Wild. It is your turn.
Yep. Wild is going to holster her pistol and bring out her shotgun.
Yay. Sorry, that should have been muted.
And yeah, she's gonna point blank fire.
Okay.
Oh, that's gonna be hit. That's an 18 on the die.
Okay.
And I assume that exceed 18 plus 7, I think it is. Yeah. Exceeds her armor class by by over 5.
At least over 10.
All right, sweet. Sadly, I can't get double of that. So that means I do 2d8, 2d6 or 2d8s, 3d. One second, let me double check before I say this.
You'd add a d4 on top of it all.
Yeah, a d4 and an additional d8. Because I beat it by over 5. All right. 8.
The Yeti's
18.
head. The Yeti's head's probably to like your mid torso, where like your guts meet your rib cage.
Yeah,
That's
it's
all-
18 damage.
That's how much taller you are. All right. So how do you finish it off?
More or less just
Just
more or
don't.
less just headshot, clean, quick kill.
Okay. You shoot the head off as it's trying to reach its claws out to try to suplex someone that's 4 foot taller than it.
It was making a mistake if it was going to try and suplex
And
me.
its arms actually grab around your legs as it falls to its knees without a head. Almost like a muscle reflex. And you feel it trying to hold on, and that quickly weakens. And the rest of the body falls to the ground as the blood spills everywhere. Wow, that was quick.
And shortly after that, Wild, with it dead, reloads her handgun, and puts it back. Pulls out her, does the reloading and then puts it back. Kind of. And then starts to walk over to the halfling.
That is now the size of, comes up to your ankle.
She's looking over at the dead baby. The dead tyke.
Mhm.
And she looks up at you, terrified.
Wild will offer her hand.
That
She
is
goes
one of the
to
size
take
of
it.
her entire body.
You go to take it. She goes to take it, and she's just like bruised all over. She looks
Right.
like a mess.
Wild will look
Out of
to-
character, she's at half health with 3 levels of exhaustion.
Okay. Yeah, Wild will look to Rowan. Kind of wave her over.
Rowan is like quiet for a moment, eyes still on where the tyke had fallen, and then she just
Both
She
pools
looks
of
like
blood. It's just one giant pool of blood that's just spilling out.
Rowan just looks at it for a second. Her gaze slowly turns over her shoulder to glare at River momentarily before she roughly holsters her axes and walks over and traces a symbol in front of the Yeti's head and just says, not the Yeti, the halfling's head, and just says, air, and casts healing word 2nd level.
Okay.
And 2nd level.
I will tell you, this will definitely overdo it. They were down 4
Mark.
hit points.
Oh, well, I'll do first then if it's gonna overdo it.
Yeah.
That's the marks it off. So that is 1d4 plus 4.
You notice the bruises go away, but they definitely are worse for wear because those levels of exhaustion are definitely there.
So that's
Um,
6 HP back to them.
And
So that's like-
she says, thank you. Let's get out of here. Let me get out of here.
Yes.
And
Rowan
Garrett
just-
and Garrett to Periwinkle, up on the cliffside is like, let's get the hell out of here.
Wild will help her, keep her on her feet and bring her to over because Wild is big, and then I'm assuming she won't be big for long because I think the large videos only last a minute.
Yeah. It's 1 minute.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a minute.
A certain Triton friend of mine used to use it a lot. Triton sorcerer on himself. Him or herself.
But yeah, so then she'll escort, probably go through the things, and she ends up probably seeing her friends there.
So I'm guessing you all head back to the main entry room 1.
Mhm.
As one of my
That's
cats.
so cat.
Yeah, they're wrestling. Um,
As she walks past the group, Rowan makes it a point that one of her hands smacks the edge of River's ear. roughly.
On the off
Okay.
chance, do any of you know Yeti?
No.
Nope.
Yes, it is a language.
So I just want to make mention real quick, despite everyone's disposition for this, we'd still have to fight.
This is in character. I have nothing against Map.
No, I think what Sage is saying is more or less we'd have to fight no matter what.
Ah.
You can't. It's like trying to reason with a dog not to eat the food.
True.
But yeah, either way, Wild to take up the position, but actually probably take lead because I think she has the highest perception.
Garrett says, I don't think that those were the only Yetis. The one I remember had a scar on its eye as he looks at the cave entrance. And you guys see at the cave entrance, looking
There's
in,
a Yeti with a scar in his eye.
is a Yeti holding a dead mountain goat under its arm with a scar on its eye, looking at
It's
you.
the dad.
Wow, we ruined an entire family dinner.
And I'm just going to keep the initiative we had. Actually, no, I'll reroll because this is a totally different scenario.
Right.
All right. And has it been? Would it have taken us a minute to get back? Okay, am I still enlarged?
I'll leave that up to you guys because
I'd say it probably wouldn't take us a minute to get to the front of this cave because
I'll
we're trying
say
to rush out.
I'll say you have. Let me roll for it. How many rounds you got left?
Would
You
Prism
also-
have
Go ahead.
would Prism have kept concentration for the full minute? Because isn't large reduced concentration spell?
Yes.
It is concentration, and between the interaction of Wild, the halfling, and Rowan and the halfling, that would probably be over a minute.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe.
Especially there were a few seconds of stunned silence there.
I think we'll say a minute goes by faster than you think. So I think
Fair
it would have
enough,
been
yeah.
over a minute.
Yeah, it
All right.
does.
Sounds good to me. I
It
just wanna
goes by
make sure.
faster, and yet at the same time, it can crawl faster.
Mhm.
Or crawl
Valgg,
slower.
Valgg, what'd you get?
18.
Whoops. Okay, Periwinkle.
Say Periwinkle.
Yes.
Hang on. 13.
Prism.
Prism got a 10. River
And yeah.
got a 13.
Okay.
Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, I was about to ask River since
Okay,
they're the same
also-
role.
Be right back.
Okay. Wild.
23.
You with your crazy high initiatives and Rowan.
I get advantage. It's one of the nicest parts about this class.
Rowan got a 12.
Okay, Wild, you are first to act.
All right. So yeah, she'll draw her pistol and take a shot at it.
He's maybe 10 feet. No, he's 5 feet away from you. You're at the
Oh,
door.
okay.
You said you
I-
were gonna
Yeah,
take the lead.
I take point because Wild has the highest perception. Yeah, I'll take a shot at it point blank. Actually, if that's the case, if it's that close, I'll take a shot at it with my shotgun
Okay.
because I don't get a disadvantage from firing into melee. So one less shell and take a shot.
Take the shot.
17 plus 7. I'm assuming that's going to hit and over.
24 is double its AC. So yeah.
Nice. Sadly, I don't have anything to make use of that. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 points of damage.
Damn, wait a minute. Sorry, that was a weird enough one. I busted out the calculator. All right.
And then I'll do my follow-up melee,
Okay.
which is a 17 to hit again.
Mm-hmm.
That actually did. Oh, I didn't mean to hit that button. It's this one. There it is. 5, 10 more damage as she pistol whips it.
Okay. He's a little bigger than the other one. And he roars in your face and you just smell Yeti breath.
Wild just stares him down deadpan. Not a worry in her face.
Hey, Valgg, it's your turn.
Hey!
Oh wow.
He's, I'll say he's like, where would you think you would be in the group of the party? Do you think you would have been more towards the front or towards the back or in the middle?
Towards the back.
Okay. then I would say you're about 20 feet away.
Perfect. I will charge and attack with my longsword.
Okay.
So first with the hooves, because I moved 20 feet.
Nice. If you want, you can say this is piercing damage because you got those spike things on your hooves, but yeah, it won't matter for a Yeti.
Well, it will still probably make more sense like it's bludgeoning because I don't think it's like hoof damage. It's more like me smashing into it.
Mhm.
But anyways, I rolled 13 plus 6. 19.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's 8 damage. And then with the sword. 22 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
So that's
Sorry if you guys hear music. My neighbor likes to play Latino music really loud.
We can't hear it, so you're
Oh.
good.
10 slashing damage.
Wow. Okay. You give it a pretty good cut on the like first the hooves hit the chest.
Yeah.
Drops the goat. Sword slashes, and you get like a really good like slash across the arm. We'll
I
see.
also will unwavering mark it.
Ooh, okay. What does that entail?
If it attacks anyone who isn't me, it has advantage.
Ooh, all right. That's your turn.
Yeah, that's my turn.
All right. Garrett gets to go because he actually rolled high on initiative this time around.
I mean, you got to go last time too.
Longbow. That's true, but the only reason he got to go is because he was on the surprise round. One of his shots with the longbow do pierce through the hide. The other one actually bounces off the skin. And of course, the damage he does do is minimal. Nice. But damage is damage. And he like grits his teeth. You can tell he really does not like Yetis. Now even more so. Oh yeah, I will say he says, "Take this, you damn dirty ape." As we go to actually, I just realized both Periwinkle and River got 13s on their initiative. So I think River has a better dex with a +3 bonus. Okay. So River, what would you like to do?
How badly are you hurt is he booked?
He's bloodied. He doesn't stand a chance.
And I'll hold the spells and just pop off the Eldritch Blast at him.
Okay. Do you want the trigger to be like if it's not dead at the end of the round, you just fire it off?
Oh, I was going to fire it regardless.
Oh, okay.
Understood. Rolling to hit.
Mm-hmm.
What I mean was, since he was so badly hurt, I was going to use a different spell, but I was going to use Eldritch Blast instead.
Well, it's a staple for a reason. 16 to hit.
I just realized you're a cleric. How do you have Eldritch Blast? Oh, Magic Initiate. That's why. Okay. What was it to hit?
16. Yeah, 16 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
Okay. D10. Max damage.
So 10.
Yes.
Knocks off a big chunk of their shoulder. Bleeding a lot, but still standing.
Oof.
Takes a step back, takes a step forward. Coughs up a little blood out of his mouth.
I honestly thought you were going for a rendition of the Hokey Pokey.
The hand on the arm on the opposite side of where the blast came from, like touches it and like looks at the blood on her hand, and just looks really pissed off. Periwinkle, it is your turn.
Hey, yeah. Okay. I'm going to not rage, even though I'm very upset. I'm not to the point of rage. And I am going to recklessly attack though. So I'm going to run up, and I get advantage on this, but he gets advantage on hitting me, and I doubt that he.
Luckily, Valgg's thing negates that if he attacks you.
Okay. Okay. Man, I wish I was early. I say all of the time. Because I rolled a 19 and I get a 24.
24 hits?
Yeah.
I was supposed to say Early's OP. Of course you want to be early.
Yeah, no.
She has a vorpal sword.
She also gets a crit on a 19. So.
And 3 attacks. Almost 4 attacks at this point.
Yeah. Plus 3. That is 12 damage.
Alright, how do you end him? Just axe to the head, just...
I'm gonna go for my stepping in my mom's footsteps. I'm gonna take Heartbreaker and axe him right through the heart.
Okay. He grabs that and he takes a step or two back and he falls into the snow dead. Face still looking of anger, even as he's dead. Garrett spits out, says, "Let's go."
Get out of here.
All right, to the top then.
He looks over to the left where that pathway is now from your guys' current perspective, and he says, "Yeah, as you can clearly see, that's where the Yeti just came from."
All right, just going up.
As you continue going up, I'm getting the picture. Give me a moment. You come across the edge of a vast and deep crevasse, but nowhere to go but down. A collapsed tent lies half buried in the snow near the precipice. Jutting out of a nearby snowbank is a pair of blue leather boots. Next to this grim display is a figure in cold winter clothing sitting in the snow. Her knees pulled tight to her chest, her horns protrude from underneath the figure's fur-lined hood.
Bob's gonna approach then. And call out. He'll probably say something.
Before you guys go to head up, Garrett says, I trust you all have this. I'm gonna escort her down at least to boy, and then I'll catch up.
That's a good idea. We might as well just
Rowan nods, and before he goes, she'll just press to take the image of the Goliath's face and ask if it was Mokingo.
And the halfling looks like she is past the point of distress where she's just kind of empty and doesn't really have anything to say.
She's in shock. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just shows the image of the Goliath's face to Gareth and asks if it is this one of your companions.
She starts to tear up and nods.
I asked Gareth, not her.
I know.
Did
She
she
was
answer?
there.
Rowan just sighs and just closes her hand over the image, and the little aurora of the guy's face just wisps away in the wind.
He puts a hand on her shoulder and he's like, "I'm sorry."
Rowan just offers the same sentiment. Just sighs heavily.
She goes to head back into the cave.
And Rowan just claps Gara on the shoulder and says, "Just take care and heading back down to Boy. We made a promise after all, getting you back alive. Just
He nods and says, "Stay safe.
somehow we always do."
May Ariel be kind to you. Be
Rowan
merciful. Oh, sorry. May Ariel be merciful to you."
Rowan stiffens at that, and
And
just
he-
gets she gets a really hard look, and just bites her tongue and just goes, "And may Odin's gaze watch over you."
And he heads into the cave after the halfling. And then that's when you guys go up and you see the tent and stuff.
Yeah, Wild will again call out. Well, so you're all right. Anyone living up here, pretty much.
You get no response but the howling wind.
All right, Wild's gonna start approaching the person.
All right. You can see there's the pair of boots and the person. Which
Mhm.
did you want to check out first?
The person.
Okay. Clearly, as you approach, you can see that this tiefling froze to death in this position, out in the elements, with a look of sorrow on her face as she's staring down at the boots. Or at least you think that's what she's looking at.
All right. Wild will kind of take a look at the boots then. If
All right, as you go to investigate him, you realize this is only the lower half of a dwarf. You're not sure where the upper half is. Probably in the cave.
probably in the case.
Jinx.
Oh,
Alright.
come on.
If that's the case, yeah, Wild will just kind of.
Sorry, that was to my cats.
It was very well timed where you said, "Oh, come on," right as Rowan said, "Jinx."
Okay. All right, I'm gonna check that later. I think a cat just barfed.
Oof.
Cat do what cat do.
Cat do what cat do, yeah.
Is there any way to salvage anything here, like from the tent or
Mhm.
anything?
The tent looks unsalvageable. However, we'll call this body Blue Boots. You can see that there is an empty wineskin, a half-eaten block of goat's cheese. It's very frozen, and a miner's pick. And a pair of dwarven blue boots. But on the tiefling, she appears to have been a wizard, for you see a leather-bound book with her. And you notice that in her satchel, along with that book, seems to be a empty glass vial that's corked.
Wild's gonna take the boots off of the blue boots corpse.
Okay, especially
Owen-
since your tabaxi definitely will not fit you. I don't think that's what you wanted them for, but
No, she's just taking them to see.
Rowan's going to take the book.
they're size
Off.
D8 for dwarf 8 size boots.
Rowan's just going to gently pry the book away from the ice that the tiefling is covered in, and just brush it off. And
As gently as you possibly can,
yeah.
but it's kind of like the satchel's like under their arm, and
Right.
they're like frozen to death.
Yeah. She just takes the book and brushes it and just gently holds it out for. She's just expecting Prism to take it and just goes, "You'll get more use of it out of this than she does now."
Okay, I take the book.
There are definitely spells, wizard spells written in here. You can give me an Arcana check. It'll be a low DC, and if you get it, you know them all.
All right.
Oh, I mean, you know what they are, but you'd have to copy them into your spell book.
Right. So, fun fact, I just rolled my dice on top of my other dice. I did not, it was cocked, so I gotta actually throw it into the dice tray. So, does a 24 make it?
Yeah, the DC was 12. Here are the spells.
Double the DC.
The reason why I say the DC is 12 is because the highest level spell is 2nd level. By the way, with that check, you would have gotten 9th level spells and lower.
Nice.
But I put the spells in the Discord. You can look them up. I think it's 50 gold worth of ink per level if you're copying it into your spellbook.
Okay.
Unless you're specific school.
Scribe. Order of the Scribe.
Orb of the Scribe, and like if you're one of the specific schools of magic subclasses, like that school,
Yeah.
it's like half.
Yeah.
But in any case,
Either way.
you'll also notice, Rowan, that this vial feels a lot heavier than a glass vial should. And when you feel it, and you hear like a sloshing noise, and as you move it around, you can feel like the momentum, like there's weight, like a liquid inside, but you don't see any.
Owen's going to make note of that and just pocket it to identify it later.
Okay.
Once they're somewhere out of the elements. Because even though she can't really feel it, she knows that they can't stay for long. So she just pockets it, stands up, just shakes the dust out of her, the fur on her hood. Just goes, let's head back down. Can't do anything here anymore anyways.
Wild will walk up to the corpse first and just kind of bow her head and kind of put her hand on the head of the tiefling and mumble something.
Okay.
And then walk off.
All right. We cut to everybody at the foot of the mountain. Boy and Garrett and the halfling lady that I already forgot her name. Or the
Periwinkle.
Periwinkle fish finger.
Are down at the foot of the mountain. And by this time, they're like, all right, we should head back to Targos. I could use a warm bed.
Yes.
Boy looked really excited when you all came back. You know, when you climbed down started climbing down.
Mm-hmm.
The
He's
second
like
he got
standing-
this, the second he heard you guys up there, you just heard down below, bark, 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 bark. And as you start heading back, a blizzard descends upon you, reducing visibility to 20 feet. Kelvin's cairn vanishes from view as the blowing snow and howling wind engulf you. And you continue moving through the blizzard.
Mm-hmm.
Or do you decide to stay put?
I don't think we have the faculties to really stay put.
No. Well, was it smart for us to go and potentially get lost in a blizzard?
Fair.
That's up to you guys.
Probably think we should bunker down for the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
The blizzard lasts for a bit, so let's see how long you guys bunker down for. It takes quite a while. A few hours pass. 3 hours, to be specific, but none of you are tinker gnomes, so you don't have like a little pocket watch to check.
Mm-hmm.
While they're bunkered down, Rowan is going to cast Identify on the vial.
As you cast Identify on it, you know that it is a potion of invisibility. And those of you that want or need to can take short rests.
She
Good.
as she casts it, she sets it down and starts to to complete the ritual, just taking out the lyre, plucking at the strings, and you notice that as she's casting, the magic starts to warble a bit and shift and her eyes sort of change from dark black to white to mixing, and then finally settles on white, and a breath of frost she just like breathes, and there's like just the frost breath, and she just grimaces angrily as the knowledge enters her mind.
This is the first hour.
And actually, Wild will offer. We'll look to Rowan and say, "Do you know if this is magical?" And she'll offer up the boots.
I'll take a look at them as well.
How long does it take to cast Identify again?
10 minutes.
It's 10 minutes, yeah.
10 minutes because it's a ritual. Or 11 minutes, technically.
Technically, yeah.
Okay. As you cast it, you do not identify it as anything.
All right, we know.
She gets a smaller puff of the ice breath, and just shakes her head and just stares out into the blizzard angrily after that. It's like sitting cross-legged, just staring out.
Okay. After the first hour, I need everybody to give me Constitution saving throws as you're out in the cold. This includes Boy and Garrett and the Halfling.
Me too, because I have resistance to cold with my ring.
You're
Do I
fine,
need-
and
do I
Rowan's
just-
fine.
Right.
So, Valgg, what did you get for Constitution saving throw?
14.
Okay. Wild, what did you get?
I got a 21.
And Prism, what did you and River get?
Prism got a 14. River got an 11.
Okay. After that, it doesn't look like after an hour has passed. It looks like the blizzard is still going strong. You guys are going to stay put, right?
Yeah, we should build a fire though if we're going to be staying here a bit longer.
Yeah, I'm assuming we found like some kind of just
You know
over.
without a survival check that in the area you guys are in, there's no way you guys could keep a fire going in a blizzard.
Right.
There's no shelter from the winds, to say the least.
Is there any
we-
chance that we could have found where the avalanche had hit and just dig out a small like little encampment
Foxhole?
sort of pit?
You know what? Yeah, let's try group survival check. Why not?
All right, survival.
The halfling has no idea what she's doing, apparently. 'Cause she
I mean,
got that one.
understand. That's understandable.
Oh wait, no, she has disadvantage.
Again, she's still in shock.
Why did I roll again? She had disadvantage. She already had a nat one. Whatever.
She's in shock and tired.
Mm-hmm. It's a 14 for Rowan.
Mm-hmm. How about Wild and
Dirty
Ross?
20.
A 6.
Perry
Four.
makes a little snowman that looks like Patience.
No,
Or-
it looks
no,
like
it looks like-
Calvin or it looks like Calvin or brother. She's like, hey, you loser, you're not here.
Haha, you don't get to die in the
You
cold.
loser. You're not dying of hypothermia.
Wish that were me. Haha.
Volg, what'd you get?
Losing her mind.
4.
Volg, what snow creature do you create out of snow?
I'll try to make an owl bear. Yeah.
Okay. Everyone else just looks like a really chubby bear with a weird crooked nose.
Actually, wouldn't it look like just like a snow koala? A snow koala?
Callie painted
Okay.
this.
Nice.
Oh,
That looks really good.
that's
Really good,
super
yeah.
cool.
Thank you.
She added little flowers on
Excellent.
the bottom.
Nice.
Oh,
Camera doesn't want to focus on them, but you see them. She makes a tiny little airlay.
Ooh, cool.
If the camera allows the focus. It doesn't, but whatever. Anyway, so what did River and Prism get?
Prism somehow got a 21. River got a 19.
Okay. Well, the group passed, so I'll say you guys are able to make like enough of a snow cave and are able to melt out the interior walls enough to where it can hold itself up. So like when you melt it and it's cold enough weather like this,
Mhm.
the second you get rid of the heat that's keeping it melted, it almost immediately turns to ice. So essentially, you guys like make your own like little igloo cave.
Mhm.
Yeah, just
Uh,
use
An inverse igloo.
creative use of prestidigitation to warm areas and then quickly cool them off.
I will say then, at the end of the second hour, you all make survival checks at advantage because the wind's not on you. But
Right.
you guys haven't quite made the fire yet.
You mean Constitution?
Except for
Checks?
Rowan.
What did I say?
You said survival.
Survival.
I'm in Constitution, thank you.
Better.
Except for Rowan and Perry.
The halfling isn't looking too good.
24 for me.
Okay.
We have to get her. We have to get the. We need the wizard to let up soon or something. If I use, could I use prestidigitation to warm her up a bit and keep her from dying?
Possibly.
Wood warmer clothes, yeah.
Just cast prestidigitation on just her jacket to keep her warm.
She's at 4 levels of exhaustion.
Good grief! One more, she dies.
No, 2 more.
Two more.
Two more,
7's
yeah.
the max.
To her,
Or
yeah.
Or 6s.
Sixes. Wow.
Gonna
I'm right.
just keep casting prestidigitation to warm her up.
Anybody try to start a fire?
I think we have a person who can cast a spell to do that, right?
But we need some type of source for it.
Prestidigitation.
And the boots
No,
burn.
I mean, what can we burn?
Everybody looks at the boots. The boots look at it, look behind themselves, and then they realize that you're talking about the boots.
Would that last long enough for a decent fire?
Yeah, it could start a fire.
Okay, then what's going to be our fuel? It's
Looks
going
at
to
this-
last for an
looks
hour.
at-
It can't be.
Looks at the book you just got.
Actually, 1 second.
Because I've got survival gear. I could start a fire with just flint and steel, but we have to have some type of source if we expect it to last longer than, say, a minute. Or the 6 seconds a cantrip usually lasts.
How long would a 2-person tent burn for?
A 2-person tent? You're not sure. Depends on how fast it burns.
I mean, is
Well-
there any nearby are there any nearby trees, Scotty?
If only there was like this fish.
Oh yeah, we have that fish. I always forget about that because I don't have it
do
in my
have
inventory.
the oil.
Yeah,
fish
sometimes the
oil.
oil fish.
Do you use the flask of oil or do you use the oil fish? The oil whale.
Use the oil whale.
So, quick question for mechanics' sake.
Yep.
If we light the fish on fire, do we get a fire and a cooked meal?
You don't want to eat that.
Yeah, you don't want to eat the oil fish.
Oh,
It would be like eating a barrel of oil.
Okay. So, I don't know how much you guys know about fish and eating different kinds of fish, but usually bottom feeders taste really bad. So this would taste like a really bland bottom feeder one. And River forgot to mute.
I think River's home.
Oh.
Sorry.
You're
Oh,
fine.
good.
I just had an idea.
Yep.
What if we put the oil from the oil whale into the boot to act as a lantern so that it can burn only the top layer and give us extended time frame for it?
I don't think it really matters. I think Scotty's just going to say it lasts for however long it lasts either way.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Rowan has an arm just around the halfling, just like keeping her warm. Just
Wild will,
She's shivering
This-
like uncontrollably.
Yeah.
Wild will
Just-
drop
just-
put a bedroll on her.
And Rowan just keeps whispering "Varmer, Varmer, Varmer," which is it's Norse and means warm.
Yeah, Wild will put her bedroll over the halfling.
That's her casting prestidigitation, by the way, to make her warm, to keep her clothes warm.
Yeah, like I said, Wild's also going to drop her bedroll, more or less drape the bedroll over her to kind of give her some more insulation.
I'm gonna call this I'm just gonna call it an oil fish. It's not a very good name, but it's easier to say than oil well.
If I burrowed out a little like igloo, would that help us?
We've
That's-
already burned out a little igloo.
That's where you guys are currently. All right. Whoever lights the oil fish, roll me 3d4.
3d4.
Yes,
All right.
3d4s.
Bear with me just a moment. I wasn't expecting to use d4s, much less 3 of them.
I mean, you only need one.
Shut up. I got a 2, a 3, and a 4.
Okay. One single spark hits this oil fish, and you got
we all
yourselves a
explode
little
and die.
fire. Yeah, you're going a fire
Ro-
immediately goes up at least 10 degrees in the room. Luckily, you guys did so good on your survival checks that you had prepared ahead of time a hole in the middle top part of the ceiling for like smoke and stuff to go through.
Mm-hmm.
And you got a fire going.
Nice.
So I will say the last hour of the blizzard, you guys do not need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Perfect.
And that's when you guys notice, after 3 hours, the winds eventually have died down, and it is safe to travel.
All right, let's get out of here quick.
Right. Let's head out.
Do you attempt?
head to
Do you attempt to put out your oil fish, which is still burning strong?
I don't
Could
think
we? Mm,
You guys quickly put like not snow underneath it because you notice it starts like popping and stuff.
Mhm.
AKA the equivalent of throwing water on a grease fire.
mhm. We could give it to the halfling, but the connotations are potentially bad.
It's literally a little ball of fire at the moment.
It's on fire. Yeah, I don't think we
Yeah,
can really.
We can't do anything with it now. Just I don't think even. Wait, no. It's technically a campfire, isn't it?
Do you use prestidigitation to put it out?
Yeah, she just points and traces another glyph in the air and just goes stuff and just makes it
Fire
cold.
just immediately goes, and you
Yeah.
notice like a charred exterior of this dead fish, but it is there's still quite a lot of it left.
Really good.
So
Reclaim
I
that.
apologize for having my mouth full of crackers because I have control flames.
It is smaller than what it was before. It seemed to shrivel up a little bit.
Well, we can still use that.
We can.
Well,
Is
there's
it-
still oil.
You have a portable campfire.
Yeah, we can just bring it back with us.
Okay.
And you guys continue on your way.
Let's go.
I did not realize how useful this thing would be. I'm glad I threw it in there as one of your fishing options. As you continue back into town.
Which town? Which town are we going to?
To Targos. It's the closest town, and that's where Garrett's.
We need to go to the
Husband's
closest
at.
one, anyways, no matter what, because you know.
Right.
You'll see that immediately go back to Keegan. Garrett and Keegan are happily reunited, and of course, Garrett kisses Keegan, and Keegan's like crying, and they embrace. And Boy is just like hopping up and all excited and stuff.
Are you sure Targos is the closest town? The closest town to Kelvin's Cairn is Cairconig.
Is that what it was?
Targos is all the way back by Meridolon,
Yeah, as you say, I'm pretty
next
sure.
to next to Bryn Shander.
Time skip.
We're just gonna time skip to you guys getting to Targos. Is that fine?
We're gonna cross the Dwarven Valley.
Oh, actually, if we can, yeah. Okay, did you guys want to head directly to Targos, or did you want to go to the nearest town? This actually will make a difference.
What is this? What is the difference in distance?
Garrett definitely wants to go to the nearest town for the halfling.
Then yeah, we need to go to the nearest.
We need to
town.
go there. Plus, don't we have their lantern?
Yes.
We can collect the bounty on the lantern and get the halfling somewhere warm.
Okay. So you head to Cair Koenig, I think is how you pronounce it. I don't know. They're weird names. And they don't really give much on concluding these quests, so I'm just going to do like a quick one here. We'll say you guys leave the halfling at the Northern Light Tavern's care. You tell them about the Drugar, and they are disturbed to hear that Drugar are dwarves that can turn invisible and grow to ogre sizes.
Rowan makes sure to let who is the speaker again? Is that drunk dragonborn?
Yes, he is still there, somehow passed out after like half a day.
Does he
Yeah,
have
he
a
probably
sec-
got re-passed out.
Does he have a
Mhm.
secretary or someone who is actually competent that she can talk to?
The tavern owner lady looks at you with an eyebrow raised and says, I guess that's me.
Rowan just relays the one that we interrogated, the Duragar that we interrogated, said something about what was his name? Their leader, named Sunblight. Now he's collecting Shardalin to use to create a mechanical dragon.
Whoa. Slow down. I don't know what any of that means, but you all need your rewards.
Fair enough.
Sorry, but we're not rich around here in 10 towns. But what I
didn't-
can offer you is you can stay here anytime you want, and you can leave. Also, here, and she like has flagons of ale for everybody.
Mhm.
Dwarven ale.
Rowan just smirks as she takes it. Just goes, the hook.
And it is at this point that you all realize how tired you are, and it's been like a full day. Definitely.
Yeah, we should take a sleep here.
Yeah. Yeah, Rowan just
I mean, but first though, like the drink.
the drink, yeah.
Of course, the drink.
Rowan just makes sure that she mentions that she definitely thought it was worth mentioning about the dragon, that she passed it on to them.
Mm-hmm. And she says,
Forewarned is prepared is all.
and
Right.
she's like, that I don't know what half of those things are, but that does not sound good.
Mhm.
Chardalin, I think I've heard of that before.
Is there any way we can get in touch with, say, who would be someone who could potentially?
I've heard of that. This is the drunken dragonborn who suddenly seems conscious, stumbles to his feet.
Oh, you're still alive.
Do you have something to
Of
add?
course, I'm still alive. I'm dragonborn. We're not easy. He's dead. What are we talking
know-
about?
Rowan just goes, evil dwarves turn invisible. Took your lantern.
Oh,
Make-
that
making-
reminds me of this one dwarf I went adventuring with. And we couldn't quite jump across this chasm to fight a bunch of orcs on this bridge. And I had to toss him across. Oh wait, I wasn't supposed to share that.
Rowan sets
But it was
down.
really funny.
Rowan sets
Amazing.
down her flagon of ale, goes to him, takes his head in her hands and makes it so his eyes are looking right at hers and goes, "You have a problem. And my mother drank more than you."
His eyes lower a little bit, and he looks at you with a smirk and says, "Are you wanting to help me with that?"
Rowan,
As his breath
Is it-
smells of booze.
is his weight completely in Rowan's hands right now?
No, but he definitely has disadvantage on balancing and such.
Rowan just lets go of either side of his face to let him drop to the floor.
I'll roll for it. He doesn't, but he rolled good. But
Mhm.
he shrugs and he goes back to his table. So what's
She-
this about Chardalin?
She
Crystal
takes,
stuff.
she takes the flagon and goes, "For the record, she was more sober than you whenever she drank," and just drinks and just goes, "There, the dwarves the Durgar are using the Shardalin to make a metal dragon.
A what? Dragon?
A dragon, a machine. They want to use it to take over 10 towns."
That's not good at all. That's, I'm gonna have to sober up.
Exactly. I figured. Forewarned is prepared.
Allie, cup of water. And she says, pour yourself. He just stumbles up and he gets the water.
She just sighs and just goes, "We need to talk to someone." And just mutters under her breath, "We need to talk to someone more competent." She puts a hand to her temple. The white lock of hair goes across her eyes, and she just scowls. And just goes, "Need to get somewhere." God damn it! Out of curiosity, Sky, what time of year would it be if it weren't for the rhyme?
That is a good question. I would say spring.
Yeah, she just looks at that and she just does that little mental calculation and just scowls angrily. Just takes a big gulp of her flagon and just smacks it on the table. Just glowers. Or I'll be merciful. A joke.
While we're here in a tavern, says Garrett, he has out a little wooden cup and 2 dice. Anyone up for some drinking games?
Wild will move up and take a seat beside him. I am.
Hell yeah, me too.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Hell yeah!
Rowan just
Hell yeah.
Rowan looks to make sure that the speaker doesn't say anything, and if she does, she actually will put her hands over his mouth, his muzzle, to close it.
He might be drunk, but he knows when someone doesn't want him around. He's
Well,
not.
it's not that she doesn't want him around. She wants him sober so he can do his job.
Well, he can tell when someone's upset with him. So he's
Spaghetti.
She's not mad. She's disappointed.
he's keeping
So
he's keeping his distance from you. He's not gonna be aggressive like he was before.
Yeah, and she'll just sit down next to Gareth and go, "My mother would think me an idiot if I didn't actually do something stupid and reckless like that. So why not? I need a mood pick me up anyways."
All right. I don't know actual dice games, but I'm gonna make this one really easy for everybody. I'm gonna roll
All right.
2d6. And you'll have to guess what the result is, and the result will be between 2 and 12. Whoever's the
Alright.
closest wins, everyone else has to take a drink.
If we're not drinking,
Then
Yeah,
you're
you're
not playing.
in the game.
oh, sorry, I thought that. Never mind.
You're fine. I don't mean drinking in real life, of course. I mean, you can if you want to, but I'm not going to force it.
I'll drink to that, bro.
All right. So Garrett says, I'm guessing 7.
9.
8.
6.
Can we repeat number?
No.
5.
11.
Wild, did you say 9?
Yes, it did.
Rolls 9. Everybody else has to drink.
Rowan just smirks and takes a sip. Skull.
Okay. So the flagons are free for tonight. So you guys can have as many as you want. You all had one already, and the first one's free.
Mhm.
But now this game started, everybody needs Constitution saving throws.
Yay.
I will take off my helmet and look very determined.
Callie blushes upon seeing your beautiful face.
Rowan just looks over at Valgg's face and just goes, at your father's good looks then, son of Sleipnir. Or should I say your mother? And just smirks. For any mythology lovers in the audience, you'll get that joke from Norse
Yeah.
mythology.
I like to think of Valgg's nose is very red, but the rest of him's pale. Mostly probably because you were out in the cold for so long.
Yeah.
But maybe also
then-
because of the drinks. Who knows?
With a nose pressed up against a metal helmet.
Oof.
Okay, so everybody else but Wild, give me Constitution saving throws. The first DCs are going to be super easy, but they're going to get harder as we go on.
Well, I wasted on a 20 for a 25.
Okay, Valgg.
I
That's
wasted an 18 for a 23.
It's a 13. That's a 13 for Rowan.
Okay, and River? River did say 11, so River's involved in this. So, Prism, you're going to have to roll the con save for River.
I was not paying attention. I apologize.
It's okay.
Con save is 8.
Okay, River passes out. I mean, you're kobold and the flagon's like half your height, so. I don't know
Sorry,
if
Matt.
I'm thinking like German flagons, so like the really tall ones, nice ones.
That's boot.
Yeah, maybe not a boot. A boot might be a bit much.
No, you're not going to boot.
All right, next.
Also, Scotty, I
Oh,
do have
Garrett
Scotty,
needs to
fun
roll.
fact. I do have rules for drinking games in this book.
Unfortunately, Garrett also passes out.
Oh wow.
Do you guys want to continue the game without him?
Let's go. Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah. Also,
Okay.
is that tankers and taverns?
Yes.
Yeah. Taverns and tankers. But yeah.
Okay, we're just gonna do like 2 or 3 more rounds real quick.
Mhm.
Who is gonna take the cup and dice?
Wild. Well.
Okay, then Wild, you get to roll the 2d6, and everyone else gets to guess number. You guess first.
All right. I'm going to say 7.
Ah, shit.
I'll say.
7 has the highest chance.
I'll say 10.
I'm going with 8 again.
6.
4.
It's a 3.
Oh,
River would have won, but
A river's a.
River's passed out, so it doesn't count.
Yeah. All right.
Who had 6 again?
Valgg.
Valgg.
Yeah,
So
Valgg.
Valgg wins, and everybody else has another drink.
Conte!
So con save for everybody else.
I have to roll for River again.
No,
gone.
River's out.
River's
being
unconscious.
sarcastic.
16.
24.
Man, Periwinkle, you're tanking those.
I
Nice.
Looks like she's a barbarian.
Rolling down a 9.
Rowan's
my
out.
Auntie Fauna's
Yeah.
looking all down at me and smiling.
All right. We'll make this slightly different. I'm gonna say whoever, to keep this consistent, whoever wins the previous round is the one that gets to guess, put their guess number first
All right.
before anyone else, because Garrett went first the first round, and then Wild won, and Wild went first on the second round. So now we're on round 3. And Wild, you're still rolling the dice, but Valgg gets
Yep.
to guess the number first.
I'm gonna guess a 7.
I think it's just Valgg, Wild, and Periwinkle.
23.
23?
Yeah, it's just the 3 of us.
No, 8. And I'm going to 8 again. I'm putting everything on 8.
Got it on 8.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So 1 second.
Totally not obvious cheating here.
yeah. So for context, I just mentioned Scotty. Would Wild be able to finesse this at all? Scotty's like, yes. So I just rolled sleight of hand and got a 25.
Okay,
So Wild goes to roll the dice and calls out 9.
and you get 9.
And
How
it
about
lands
that?
on 9.
Periwinkle and Valgg, con saves.
Can we? I mean, I know I will never meet that, but can we like either inside of perception?
You can insight right now. You did not see it happen, but Wild's probably given a little too much of a smirk.
Actually, hold on. They have disadvantage to do that. Actually, sorry. I have an advantage technically to do this because I have an ability called Poker Face. Literally, I have an ability that says starting at second level, you have an advantage on ability checks and save those made to prevent others from sensing your motives, perceiving your emotions, or reading your thoughts. Wild has a masterful poker face.
I mean, it won't be necessary because like I rolled like a 12.
What's your passive, then,
A
Wild?
passive for what?
Disadvantage. Or not disadvantage, Jesus, deception.
Passive deception is 13.
Okay, so that would be the DC that they're going for,
Yeah.
but they're rolling at disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Periwinkle doesn't have the best wisdom, but Periwinkle can try as well.
I think I have +0, so perception. Yeah, 12.
No, insight at disadvantage. Probably the
Insight
same.
12.
Okay. Yeah, you don't notice anything. You got close though. I'll give you
Not
that.
close, yeah.
Right round. Oh yeah, con saves for
Frank
Valgg
first,
and
yeah.
Periwinkle. I forgot.
I already did it.
23.
Okay, what was Perry's?
A 1. I rolled a 1 on the dice.
Oh, she is gone.
I say, you know what? It's fine. This is a great. You guys are great. Yeah.
I like to think she downs it, but as she downs it, she just keeps leaning back and it's empty, but she just falls off.
It's a total of 6, but I think I
Oh.
did Thana proud.
You did.
Yeah.
Also, fun fact for Wild, she has 2 gaming set proficiencies, one of which is dice set.
I picked the wrong game here. Wild and Valgg are in the finals in drinking
Wow.
dice game.
The problem is that like I have like crazy constitution saving throws.
Yeah.
Ali will gift the winner a bottle of fine wine. How about that?
Ooh.
That's worth 25 gold. So,
Wild will do it honest this time.
Wild, you did win last round, so you get to guess
Yep.
first.
8.
6.
Ooh.
Ooh.
If you tie, you both have to drink.
So you can see my hands. I don't know if you can, you can't really see it.
One
It's
and
8.
a.
Nope, it's a 2 and a 6. 8.
Oh. Okay, Valgg con save. This is going to be really tough. You guys have had a lot of drinks in you.
It's
Ooh,
funny,
I
Wild has
rolled-
only put 2 into her.
10 total.
All right, Valgg passes out.
Ui.
Wild gets a bottle of fine wine
Sweet.
and gets the winner consolation of dragging everybody upstairs to go to
She
bed.
doesn't mind that. All right, 1 second. I have to add.
And because
You
I'm
might be
nice, no one has hangover. Just wake up the next morning. Long
I
rested.
think once I start to feel like I'm about to pass out, I will put my helmet on and just sit down and pass out like that.
Just don't throw up in
Instinctual.
your helmet.
How heavy is Valgg? Is my question.
A lot.
Heavy enough that Valgg just stays down here.
How
Maybe
old is
it's
Valgg? I'm
like
curious.
an adult horse in heavy armor.
So yeah, probably Wild does not have the strength to move him. But she does have the strength to move everyone else. So she'll move everyone else into their respective rooms and drape a blanket over Valgg.
Okay. And then everyone gets their long rests. And we end on a very happy note as I'm going to end here for the night.
Aw.
All right.
Wanted to get a nice little tavern drinking game scene before we ended.
Yeah.
Scotty, next time I can get you, I have some actual like dice games and such like that available that I know well that we can run at some point if we want to do that again.
Yeah.
Because I've done a lot of that, and Wild will absolutely cheat at them. I hope everyone knows this.
I have taverns and tankards as well, but they also go off for their drunken mechanics. So I didn't want to like get too meta in that. Kind of stuff.
Overcomplicate it.
Yeah.
While we were out there, did we find that sled?
You did not.
We had more pressing matters.
Right.
From what you know, the sled, to refresh you on that side quest, because you got like 5 of them in one session.
Mm-hmm.
That sled is in between Bryn Shander and the Dwarven Valley.
Yeah.
So it's actually quite a bit of ways from where you guys are at. But if you guys were going to head directly from Kelvin's Cairn to Bryn Shander, you might have found that sled.
Right.
Yeah, we'll have to go looking for it after we bring.
Yeah, we do need to stop by Bryn Shander though at some point.
But yeah,
So,
The more people know about this metal dragon, the better.
on that note, we'll go to Plex. And we'll go with the winner of the drinking game who may or may not have cheated. Wild, what do you got going on?
well, tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. EST, we are back with our game, or my game, I should say, the game I'm part of, which is Wow, my brain just Saffron Academy, ran by Aya Golander with 2 people here who are part of this game. And it's Scotty Scotty, you're still part of that or no? No. So formerly Scotty, now just me and Callie and I for it. So you can come check that out. It's a blast. Also, yesterday we had the first episode on my channel of Unwritten, where it was a blast. We did really miss you, Scotty. I hope you know that.
I could tell enough that I made some fan content for you guys.
Mm-hmm. It was great fan content.
I might post it on YouTube later.
You should. Scotty, I have a question for you. Would you want me to still send you the videos for it so you can put it on your channel, or?
Sure.
All right, perfect. I'll do that then. Because I'm like, you have most of the episodes on your channel still for YouTube, so you might as well keep going there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. So there's that. And then next week on Sunday at first game at 12:30 p.m. EST is my masks game, my girlfriend's mask game, where the characters are dealing with a hit piece that was written on them by a journalist who exposed a lot of their dirty secrets. And our characters are dealing with it in various healthy and very unhealthy ways. So come check that out. Also, following that game right after it, like I think about half an hour after it, is the game I run, which is in that game is Starfall Academy. And then finally, I have Union Academy, where my players just finished their entry exams to a mecha school. The system is ran on Lancer, and the next session should be a lot of role playing. So that should be a lot of fun. Come check that out. It's at, I believe, 5 p.m. EST.
Get in the Ava, Shinji.
Exactly. Except they all want to get into the Ava.
I just thought of another really good drinking game we could have done.
Yeah.
And it was from was it in Saving Private Ryan? Where the Germans were in the tavern and they all had the cards and they like licked it and put it on their foreheads, and you don't know who you are, but you ask questions.
It's called Who Am I? It's called
Who Am I? That would have been fun. Like a D&D version of it.
Scotty, have I told you?
Inglorious Bastards.
Yeah.
Inglorious Bastards, that's what it was.
Scotty,
Such a great scene.
I have a genuine question for you. Have I told you the story of Hera and how she's the worst German?
Yes.
That is what she was playing. She was playing Who Am I? And that's why she... I'll explain after.
Yeah.
Can you imagine someone playing that game, but they don't know they're actually drawing from a deck of many things?
Who am I? All your family are dead. Oh fuck.
I think I might use as a basis a deck of illusions. It won't actually be magical, but it'll be like, oh, this is a goblin card, and you put it on their forehead, and you're like, what am I?
Nice.
You know? But
yeah.
In any case,
Either way, check out my channel. It's Fractured Moon D&D. It's a lot of fun, a lot of cool people there. So come check it out.
For those watching, you can steal that. It's fine. Valgg, what do you got going on?
Not a lot. The same as always. I do a bunch of art. I try to post it like every day or every other day on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. Pretty sure that's it. I don't know. My art has been described from dope to sexually confusing. So I don't know. That's what's it to lose. Yeah. Other than that, I really need to go to the bathroom. So next.
Okay. Then up next, we'll go to Periwinkle. What do you got going on?
Oh, hello. I wasn't muted, and I was like, I just assumed that I was muted. Hello. I am Callie, Callie on Twitter. I do art. Sometimes I post it. Sometimes most of the time I don't. But if you would like art that's like less than $20, commission me. I have 2 spots open still for digital art. And I would really appreciate it if you could help me out. My Elsa duck just flew away. But
Gotta let her go.
Okay. But yeah, the game I run Unwritten is now on Vex's channel, and you can see that. The VOD for that, it was really fun. What Miss Piggy was a mermaid, and I made people laugh by singing Simple and Clean as Miss Piggy. and it was really fun. Yeah, I'll be in Saffron tomorrow. So check both of those out on Dex's channel. That's it.
All right. Rowan, what do you got going on?
All right. I am January_silence pretty much everywhere. I'm also on DM's Guild as the Sphinx Library. 3 homebrew titles up, subclasses. They are the Dragon Song College Bard, the Godbow Origin Sorcerer, and the most recent one, the Oath of the Blood King Paladin, which is all, if you're running a Ravenloft game, this would be something you'd want to play. I have at least 3 other projects that are waiting for art. One of them, or 2 of them, which should be releasing shortly. One hopefully very soon, and one in November, because the one in November will actually fit very well with Strixhaven. But after these 3, I have my current project is trying to make an artificer subclass that's all about shields. And finally, Jesse would probably want me to do this. Prepare for action, prepare for adventure, prepare for a bunch of assholes standing in a circle. Myself and Lluis and Saege and occasionally Vex are all in a Dark Matter 5th edition game over on our friend Jesse's YouTube channel, Back to Channel 1, BACT Channel 1, over on YouTube. Our last session, we did some shopping, and we're going to play Exterminator on a planet full of elves that is a little more paradise than it seems, except for the guests are very rude here at this nice hotel we're at. While our resident Leonin and Han Solo analog is investigating an old temple, which may or may not be related to our primary quest. And aside from that, I believe that is, oh, right. Also, the person who has done the artwork for my past 2 of my past homebrew projects, at Burger Mama, Burger spelled Burrrger. Check out her work, it's amazing. She might be opening up for commissions soon, though you might want to get in if you can while you can, because I need to get artwork for my projects. And one of our previous characters, previous players might be getting in on it as well. So it shows how high in demand she is. If you like sexy art, if you like badass fantasy artwork, give her a look.
Okay, cool. River, do you got anything going on?
The baby gave me an evil look.
I mean, it was slowly torture playing with a
You
innocent
dropkicked
bystander.
that baby.
That moment for River is analogous to the moment that Not killed the baby the Manticore in Critical Role. I'm just gonna say that.
I've never seen that, so
It was early season 2.
It was
I'm
early
not
season
fair.
2.
It was a clean shot.
And
it was a good
also-
shot.
It was very clean.
And also, to be fair to River, the Yeti was torturing another person by playing with it, whereas the Manticore baby was a baby and its eyes weren't even open yet. So, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll overlook the thumping next time that you need emergency heals.
Very well.
And last but not least, Prism, do you got anything going on?
Nope.
Nope. Yep. Okay. All right. So on that note, if you like the shows that are on here, you will notice that there are a lot less. Did out of state move, so a lot of things changing, so slowing some things down. But if you like the Wednesday games, and we're keeping our Saturday games, and we're keeping the Retroverse Friday games as well. So there's still a lot of games on this channel to check out. And if you like those, you could please support over on Patreon. You definitely don't have to, but $1 a month goes a long way. You would get access to my Zebediah content, which is all about fishing and aquatic creatures for the supplements I've been putting on the DM's Guild. My most popular one is Zebediah's fishing equipment and techniques. Is it at gold yet? I don't think it's at gold yet, but it is silver medal on DM's Guild. And on that note, thank you for watching, and we'll be back next Wednesday. Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Bye, good night.
Bye.